Smith and Keith Wall. Number 11, Nevill Penfold and Lee Carpenter. And rider we're hoping to see a lot more of this season, number 21, Dave Manning and Peter Blank. While he's becoming ever popular, number 13, John Halsey and Clive Puddifoot. Followed by number 7, that's Rob Cameron and Steve Smith. No, that's not the same Steve Smith, that is another one. We've got Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico on outfit number 12. And number 5, Roger Measor with Steve Blewitt.
Solos headed by Will James, of course, in there. Number 12, Rob Fortune, nice to see Rob. Number 4, Chris Dix. Number 16, Jan Shinigal. Mike Beaumont goes by. Number 14, Václav Velik. Number 15, Puddifoot Haddock. Number Nigel Green goes by. Number 23 out there, Rob Price. Number 27, Peter Reid. Number 3, Lee Pavitt. Numbers 17 and 18, that makes life easier. Simon Gittings and Mark Seabright. Number 26, Grant Faulkner getting a cheer. Number 30, John Walmsley. Number 7, Clayton Williams. Number 9, Tim Frampton. Number 8, Phil Ashcroft. Number 20, Paul Fry. Number 31, Paul Pratt. Number 6 coming by, Martin Hagon. Followed by number 11, Joe Screen. And Paul Pratt out here. Remember, he had that terrible blow up with what looked like the GM motor. The Conrod came out on his spare machine. That's good to see. If you weren't here, he did terrible things to the engine in practice.
Well, obviously they've decided to bring the family along as well. Outfit number 1 coming past me is, of course, Steve Dewison and Dave Ward. Well, Tony, I think you'll agree with me, we've got a tremendous lineup this afternoon. I can just see, coming from the pits, I thought I was missing 1 or 2. They've obviously all decided to come out. 1 or 2 of our solo competitors on the far side of the circuit deciding that chance. Urycz. Nice to see Paul back on the grass track again. Of course, a very competent passenger over many years. Being the passenger of Ken Lane for so many years. He lives, in fact, near Rustling, so they've decided to get together this year and have a real good go. And I think you'll agree with me that the way they've been riding so far this season, they're certainly going to be picking up a few spoils as the season develops. So, the time that everybody's got to beat for 1 lap, put up by outfit number 6, Rustling and Paul Urycz, is 23.89. 23.89, the time that's got to be beaten by our other 5 competitors. Well, I was anxiously looking for perhaps Roger Measor, but it looks as if Rob Wilson has decided to come out of the pit gate. That is indeed outfit number 2, Rob Wilson and Vince Jones. So again, I've got to talk about the passenger to start with. Vince Jones, of course, yes, you remember he passengered for Roger Measor last year. On that very powerful machine. Helped out this year by steer haulage, and indeed you see problems on the top corner, but they've managed to hang on to it. And anxiously we will look at that time, because they must have lost valuable seconds on that top corner. Well, they lost valuable seconds, but indeed it was that much quicker. 22.78 the time for Rob Wilson and Vince Jones. And the list I gave you earlier, they see they're not going to go as per the list I gave you, so this time we see Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico. So it's Tony and Richard that go this time. No need to talk about a change of passenger here, because this crew's been together for best part of 4 seasons now, and they certainly put in some very tremendously exciting performances. You can see as they go round that Urycz tends to get right forward to help the steering. It makes that front wheel hug the bend, and Tony does all the work on the back wheel. But as I say then, you can see that they've done much the same as Rob Wilson on that top corner and totally overspun in the centre of the bend. So I wonder if that's going to be a feature of this afternoon's racing, because that's now 3 outfits I've seen go sideways in the middle of that top bend. The leathers I'm going to try and get used to are the pairing of Roger Measor and Steve Bailey. Again, I think I'll talk about the passenger to start with. Steve Bailey is a very experienced passenger for many years with John Hiscock, from this part of the country, so I'm sure he's got a lot of supporters here this afternoon. Paired up with Roger, and it's great to see Roger out. Noticed in the motorcycle press that he rode down into the Kent area. He was getting faster as the day went on, so perhaps he's sorting out machinery and indeed passenger. Not the sort of thing a rider will enjoy to do, is change machinery and passenger at the same time. Roger's taken it on this season. And indeed, he's put up the fastest time so far. Well, 22.44 the time for the outfit number 5, Roger Measor and Steve Bailey. 22.44 indeed being the fastest time so far, so Roger mastering that top bend as the other 3 outfits weren't able to. Looks to me like Alan Blewitt. So Alan and John Blewitt, the father and son pairing, coming round off that top corner. They look to have an excellent line coming off that top corner. John as far back as he possibly can get to make sure that all the power gets to the ground and drives the outfit. And indeed, that looks to me as if they've got a lot of drive. So this is perhaps going to be a quick one. It's just this top corner to negotiate for the father and son team of Alan and John Blewitt. Oh, indeed, they've mastered that top corner and got an excellent line coming out of the bend. Checker flag goes for them. This is going to be an interesting one. 22.16 the time for Alan and John Blewitt, the fastest time so far, and only one more outfit possibly can beat it. 22.16 the time that's got to be beaten by the last outfit we should see appearing from the pit box. Outfit number 1 in your programme this afternoon, the pairing of our British Masters crew. They of course hold the British Masters title twice indeed, so perhaps going for a hat-trick this year. That back straight, we've seen so much about them in the press over the quiet months. They've got this very unconventional sidecar. Well, talking to Steve in the pits this morning, he's had lots of problems with chains jumping off. It's a very rigid sidecar that he's got to build out of material. That the sidecar hasn't been flexing where the bike has. It's been causing the chains to jump off. He thinks he's discovered exactly what the problem was and he's solved that. But as you can see, yet again we have problems on that top bend. So I wonder if that is going to be the main feature of the afternoon in the middle of that bend. Well, indeed, that is surprising exactly how much they lose on that top bend, because they come in with a time of 23.02. It means that the fastest on the barn record and taking the barn record title this afternoon at the Jim Coles Classic is outfit number 3, Alan and John Blewitt.
Jim, word from the paddock. Could Mr. Wilf Pearce please contact Eric Haskins, please? Wilf Pearce, contact Eric Haskins.
Indeed, as we look across to that sidecar line, you can see it as I was mentioning, that Steve Dewison is right on the inside of that start line, so be anxious to get a good lead on the rest of the field by the time he gets to the middle of the straight. And away we go with the first race of the afternoon. Go into that first bend, it is Steve Dewison that's made the break, and tucked in on the inside. He's got an outfit a little bit further out to him. That is the outfit of Steve Smith and Keith Wall. So as you go into that pit bend for the first time, it is still Steve Smith that's making the best of it. Top bend. I mentioned that top bend might be a bit worrying for them this afternoon. It looks as if Steve Dewison and Dave Ward have mastered it this time. Steve Smith and Keith Wall up there in second place. Martin Baker is the rider in third, trying to make up the gap that those front two runners have made on him. Into that top corner for the third time. It is Steve Dewison pursued by Steve Smith, and indeed as those outfits come together almost in the middle of that bend, the last lap flag goes for this time. As I look to that top corner, you can see it's still the race between those front two runners. People waving to Steve to try and hold it tighter on that top bend, but it goes a little bit wide. Once again, Steve Dewison has come through on the inside. It's going to be close on the line. Steve Dewison, I think, just got it from Steve Smith in second place. Well, indeed, the competition looks like it's going to be hot this afternoon. Martin Baker coming through for third place there, and as the dust starts to settle, I think you'll agree with me, what a great way to start the afternoon off. Start the afternoon off like that with a race that has been so close. We move into race 2, and let's look at the lineup to see if it's going to be equally the same in race 2. Going to grid 1, Rob Wilson and Vince Jones. Going to grid 2, Russelling and Paul Urycz. In grid 3, Gary Parmenter and Tony Hayford. 4 is Terry Phillips and Kevin Williams. 5th grid, Chris Tyrrell and Alan Ballwace, and taking up that outside spot. Right over there on the far side, Mike Cameron and Paul Randall. Well, we saw Steve Smith go well from the centre of the grid. We saw Steve go well from the middle, but up on the inside you can see that Rob Wilson has made the best of it, getting actually into the bend. Russelling, pulling it very hard, trying to get a tight line, corrects himself and joins the circuit again. Mike Cameron has brought himself through there and got himself into second place. Indeed, as they go down that back straight. Around the top end for the second time. The fighting is still there in the second, third and fourth place. Mike Cameron and Paul Randall have it at the moment, second place. And Paul Urycz on the back of Russelling, fighting very hard, right on the back wheel of Mike Cameron. For Urycz. Chris Tyrrell is the outfit that's come up into fourth place, just indeed in front of Gary Parmenter. Is going to be made ready for they come round for the second race of the afternoon. It is going to be a fine win for Rob Wilson and Vince Jones. Mike Cameron and Paul Randall get second, Russelling and Paul Urycz get third. Chris Tyrrell and Alan Ballwace crossing the line in fourth place. Fitz gate from the centre of the grid and from the inside, but that might just be coincidental of who was actually placed there. On that first grid then, Alan and John Blewitt, winners of the barn record, so we'll be looking perhaps for something from them. In grid 2, Rob Cameron and Steve Smith. Purely coincidental the name of Rob's passenger. Steve tells me that he's ridden solo more than he's ridden sidecar, but he's thoroughly enjoying the outing with Rob Cameron this afternoon. Outfit number 11, taking grid 3, is Nevill Penfold and Lee Carpenter. On grid number 4 is Andy Sugg and Lance Pascal, Ray and Colin Blackmore in grid 5 and 6, then on race 4. Again, they've got the advantage. It's Alan and John Blewitt that charge into that first bend. Nevill Penfold has squeezed himself through and gets right up on the back wheel of Alan Blewitt, and Andy Sugg going round the outside. No, indeed, as they get themselves sorted out that top end, that's Alan Blewitt has been forced to the outside. outside line. Andy Suggs still up there in third place. But as it all starts to close up again, you can see there's problems on that top corner for Andy Sugg. But it is Nevill, Penfold and Lee Carpenter that lead from Alan and John Blewitt in second place. A little bit of a gap. Andy Sugg on that top corner, that was Rob Cameron that had problems and spun round, as I'm sure you all saw. As they come past me for the third time, it's the last lap back. Right at the front there, Nevill, Penfold, Lee Carpenter leading from Alan and John Blewitt. Indeed, this looks to be a great start of the afternoon for Nevill Penfold as he takes the checker flag. Nevill Penfold, Lee Carpenter. Alan and John Blewitt gets second. Andy Sugg and Lance Maskell get third, and Leonard Raven Foreman come through for fourth place. Manning out in the first race of the afternoon. It means that we can pull the reserve in, and that reserve is coming into line now. It is outfit number 25, Adrian Davis and Malcolm Lapham. A great start for our reserve. You must have 4 mics on the rest of the field as they go into the first corner. John Halsey is the outfit that's come through into second place, with Pete Dyer up there in third place right behind him. So as they go into the top corner, you can see it's still Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico leading. Just in front of Pete Dyer and Malcolm Lapham. We saw them going very, very quick in practice, and indeed they look to be absolutely flying at the moment. The outfit, of course, of Richard Piggott. You can see there must have been a change on that top corner, because we've now got Pete Dyer up into second place. The last that flag has gone, so it's the outfit of Pete Dyer and Shane Lapham that holds second at the moment. Still the fighting going on further down the field. This afternoon, he picks up the checkered flag in race 4. Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico win from Pete Dyer and Shane Lapham. John Halsey finishing in a third spot there. Indeed, it does look as if the reserve crew have gone out in place of number 76, Dave Howes, but indeed we get underway this time with the first race for the 500cc cruise. It looks as if it's going to be outfit number 70, Brian Palmer on the inside, but coming right across him and going round the outside to pick up the lead as they go down that back straight. Outfit number 75, Carl Squirrell. The rest of the field as they come round that pit bend. For the second time, it is Carl Squirrell that leads. Hotly in pursuit now is Brian Palmer in outfit number 70. Dave Cooley up there as well, but as we go down that back straight, it is going to be a question of whether Brian Palmer and Sean Kirk. Very, very good outfit of Carl Squirrell and Lynn Green. Carl Squirrell has been solo speedway before. He certainly knows his way around an oval circuit. He does look to have firm control over this race at the moment as they go down that back straight. Brian Palmer. Now, as you can see, there's been a change there, but number 75, Carl Squirrell and Lynn Green lead from Brian Palmer. Tony Cook now just in front of Dave Cooley. There's a look on that far side. That looks as if we've got problems for Brian Palmer. All that was the hand of Brian Palmer putting the air as he slows down going in that pit bend. No, things have picked up perhaps. It means that Carl Squirrell and Lynn Green have got away. You can see he's still coasting just on the inside of the circuit is Brian Palmer. That means, of course, that Tony Cook now moves into second place and just gets the checkered flag.
As you can see, up to our left, the solos lining up, taking up their grid positions, and in grid position number 1, it's Will James, last year's winner, looking, I'm sure, to repeat that success, and what a determined young man the Cornishman can be when he's really on song. Here we go then, no Raymond Matusek, remember, they come down the hill, it's Paul Fry in the middle. And Paul Fry is battling, but it's Phil Ashcroft who is right there with him. And up the inside goes Martin Hagon, so it's Martin Hagon who leads. Martin using the laid down Westlake engines this year. And it's Martin Hagon then. Third place man up, they come to one of the slow. Paul Fry is back in third, but in second place, Will James it is, chasing after the leader Martin Hagon, then Paul Fry, then Phil Ashcroft. And the leading three already pulling away just a little from Phil Ashcroft, back in fourth place. Hanging on to grimly to the inside of the bend, but Will James goes there with him. Paul Fry watches the battle, still Phil Ashcroft behind him, and then number 28 goes by Alan Farmer. So then, looking across. One more lap to go. Martin Hagon still there, Will James in second, Paul Fry in third, Phil Ashcroft in fourth, in fifth place Alan Farmer, and in sixth place Simon Gittings. So Martin Hagon is looking to go for victory in his first outing here. Coles solo snapping, comes down to the checker flag. Martin Hagon wins, Will James in second, Paul Fry in a close third place, then Phil Ashcroft, then Alan Farmer, then Simon Gittings. Then number 9 crosses the line, Tim Frampton. In practice, Joe Screen looked sharp, Václav Milik was going well. Nigel Williams running in that new motor, difficult to judge. Here we go then. Down the hill they go, and it's Joe Screen with the advantage, but he's under a lot of pressure as they power around that bend, and it's Clayton Williams who moves up into second place. So it's Joe Screen from Clayton Williams. Václav Milik there in third place. We'll pick him up. Here they come then. Joe Screen from Clayton Williams. Top number 23, in fact, and it's Rob Price who's come up in there. Rob Price come ahead of Václav Milik, who's in fourth place at the moment. So, Rob Price. Coming up to the second place, Joe Screen, the Bellevue Speedway man, riding superbly. Nice tight line, staying there. Still Clayton in second place. To Rob Price in third. Fourth place, Václav Milik. And tucked in behind him, number 18, Mark Seabright, the tall. Going to the last lap, and still Joe Screen, leading from Clayton Williams. From number 23, Rob Price, and then Václav Milik, and then Mark Seabright. So the position staying on that last lap. The leader there is Joe Screen, and the young Belgian big place on. Checker flag goes there. Joe Screen it is then who wins. Clayton Williams takes that second place. Number 23, Rob Price in third, then Václav Milik in fourth, and then Mark Seabright in fifth. So here we go then, 2 Czechs go in this one. A wealth of experience in there, remember, Jan Shinagal has ridden in World Junior Speedway as well as the European Grasstrack Final. Here we go, they break and they head down the hill. Who's going to have the advantage? Up at the head of things on the inside, it was number 16 coming through. And Jan Shinagal making a good start, but look at that battle. Lloyd is right there too, Gary Lloyd right there. Now in second place. We'll pick him up as they come towards us. Andy Riley in second place. The leader is Jan Shinagal from Andy Riley. And in third place it's John Walmsley. And a battle going on out there. So are we going to see the first Czech victory of the afternoon? Jan Shinagal and John Riley. got right back now. Oh, Jan Shinigal it is, but Andy Riley's right there with him on his heels. Still in third place, John Walmsley. In fourth place, that looks like Lee Pavitt. So Andy Riley is leading the challenge on the leader. The leader in trouble there. Jan Shinigal in a little bit of trouble there. Andy Riley goes past him. Andy Riley, I think, now with the advantage. Let's pick him up as they come down. And head towards us, it's Andy Riley in front. Jan Shinigal in second place. In third place, John Walmsley. And in fourth place, they went past us. Number 3, Lee Pavitt. So then it's Andy Riley, the gamekeeper from Cheshire, who is now heading front, and conditions getting very, very difficult indeed. Don't always goes by after the problem early on. Andy Riley it is who wins. Jan Shinigal in second place. In third place, John Walmsley. In fourth place, Lee Pavitt. Grant Faulkner, Rob Fortune, Keith Millard, and Paul Pratt. We think Keith Millard may well be a non-starter. They're away and down the hill they come. Paul Pratt making a good start on the outside, but it's Grant Faulkner who comes through. Grant Faulkner then with the white and blue leathers battling for the lead. He takes the lead on the exit for that bend with a lot of pressure on him as we look across to the far side. Nigel right up there with him. Comes through ahead of Grant Faulkner. So the young Midlander who's been going so well of late is really flying along, and it's Nigel Harry who leaves. Grant Faulkner in second place. Third place, number 27, Peter Reid. Just ahead of Paul Pratt. So then it's Nigel Harry who's been having so many good holds the opposition here, picks up the front end, hangs on grimly. Nigel Harry then from Grant Faulkner. From number 27 goes by, so it's Peter Reid, so the Winterbourne man still well up in contention. Paul Pratt hard on his heels in fourth place. We've lost Nigel Harry and it's Grant Faulkner who's back in front. So Grant Faulkner who leads. In second place Peter Reid, third place Roland Tebs, fourth place Paul Pratt, and sadly we've lost Nigel Harry who was going so well. He's touring round and it looks as though Grant Faulkner then has this one very much under control. And Grant Faulkner heads to the second flag. Grant Faulkner. In second place, number 27, Peter Reid. In third place, Roland Tebs. Fourth place, Paul Pratt. And in fifth place, Chris Dix. And in sixth place, number 12, Rob Fortune.
And Ian Harris. Grid 3, Andy Sugg and Lance Maskell. Grid 4, Mike Baxter and Vaughan Roberts. Grid 5 is Russell Ing and Paul Urycz. And the final grid on the far side, Steve Dewison and Dave Ward. So as we look to see the second leg, those riders that missed out in the first leg must of course realise that with conditions as they are, it's very important to make the break from the start. Seemed to me in the first legs that the inside grids were proving to be the better, and as we look this time, Paul Urycz made the break. They lost it going into the bend halfway down the straight. Indeed, they pulled back. Don't know whether that was actually when a gear change was made, but indeed they look to have played a very crafty game on that top corner. Gary Jackson is the man that's gone into the lead, but Paul Urycz and Russell Ing really pulling it tight. Steve Dewison and Dave Ward got right around. Gary Jackson. Means then that Steve Dewison and Dave Ward go to the front there to win first time out, looking to repeat that in their second leg. Gary Jackson still holding second as they go into that pit bend, but starting to be under pressure from he had a second first time out, so I'm sure it's going to be close towards the end of this race. Well, last flag is being made ready for them. Steve Dewison and Dave Ward lead. Gary Jackson and Ian Harris still there in second. Russell Ing and Paul Urycz followed by Mike Cameron and Paul Randall. Down that back straight. One more to negotiate in race 10. And as they come off that top corner, it's going to be Steve Dewison and Dave Ward to take it. Gary Jackson and Ian Harris get second. Russell Ing and Paul Urycz get third. Mike Cameron and Paul Randall come across the line in 4th. Andy Sugg gets 5th. As we wait for Mike Baxter to come round to take that 6th place. Excellent form. Let's look at the lineup for race 11. We've got in grid 1 John Halsey, grid 2 Chris Tyrrell, grid 3 Dave Heath, grid 4 Gary Parmenter, grid 5 Martin Baker, and in grid 6 Alan Blewitt. Well, remember that Alan and John Blewitt won the barn record. They had a second first time out. So, what is this one they're going to fly at? It appeared to be 3 or 4 outfits in the lead by the time they got halfway down that first straight. They've gone very, very wide on the first bend, though. It means that John Halsey's got right back with them. John Halsey up there in second place, caught up tremendous amount on that first corner. Chris Tyrrell and Alan Ball later there in third place at the moment as they go down that first place. Very, very quickly down that back straight. He's gone wide, but equally as John Halsey gone wide, Chris Tyrrell has come through on the inside of John Halsey. Gary Parmenter is a man in 4th place, but really the action is with that 2nd and 3rd place at the moment. Alan and John away from the rest of the field. John Halsey still there in 2nd place, but always on that top corner. Chris Tyrrell and Alan Ballways are closing the gap. Looking for just one small mistake from the outfit of John Halsey. Alan is going to go around the top corner for the last time in race 11. The checker flag being made ready for them, and John Halsey very sensibly holding a very tight line on that top end. He hanging on the 2nd. A brave effort from Chris Tyrrell and Alan Ballways getting in 3rd place, and Gary Parmenter crosses the line for 4th.
On the 10th of June.
Oh, indeed, Tony, I just heard from the pits that problems for Dave Heath's machinery mean that he won't be taking part in the meeting any longer. It means that the pit officials are asking us Tom Howard about Tom Howard, indeed, we've got the action underway once again with race 12. We remember we've got the leader at the moment being the man that won his first ride out, Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico. So as they go into that pit bend for the first time, it's Richard Piggott setting up a cracking place. Now starting to get themselves sorted out. That looks like Roger Measor has got himself into 2nd place. And as we see the dust, here it is, Roger Measor and Steve Bailey in 2nd. Reg and Colin Blackburn in 3rd, and Nevill Penfold struggling with the dust, trying to ride around the outside of it. He holds 4th. That back straight, it is Richard Piggott. Reg and Colin Blackburn are up there in 3rd place, but now being very closely pursued by Nevill Penfold, who looks to go around the outside of them, gets caught in the dust. Again, you can see that Nevill Penfold is going very, very well. Richard Piggott really has got this. He's got away from the rest of the field. The checker flag will be there for him for the 2nd time this afternoon. Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico to take it. Roger Measor and Steve Bailey with a much better performance in their 2nd ride. Well, indeed, that was going to be close on the line. It looked to me like Nevill Penfold, but I'm going to leave that one officially to the lap scorers. Well, we've seen outfits absolutely flying this afternoon at the front of the field. We look to race 13 coming to the line. On grid 1, Leonard Ray Foreman. Grid 2, Steve Smith and Keith Wall. Grid 3 is Terry Phillips and Kevin Williams. In grid 4, Andy Nourish and Mike Revel. Grid 5, Rob Cameron and Steve Smith. And in grid 6, Pete Dyer and Shane Lapham. So indeed, that's how they line up for race 13. Nice thing in mind, back in the early ride. Great stuff. Into that first bend pursued by Len and Ray Foreman. And indeed, All changes on that top bend because Rob Cameron looked to be coming through on the inside of Ray Foreman. As they go into the pit bend, it is Steve Smith that leads. Len Foreman holding second, but hotly pursued by Rob Cameron. Starting to get close to that 4th, 5th and 6th place. But as we look to the front, coming from the dust is Steve Smith and Keith Wall. Len and Ray Foreman still holding second. Rob Cameron anxiously looking down at machinery but still holding third. On Rob Cameron, that's 4th to 3rd. One more have to go for Steve Smith in race 13. And indeed it does sound like there's problems for the machinery of Rob Cameron. It's going to be a win for Steve Smith. Coming through for second as they've stayed all the races. Len and Ray Foreman, Rob Cameron and Steve Smith hanging on the third, and Terry Phillips and Kevin Williams coming through for fourth.
And then we'll move on to the rest of the programme. So then, let's run down the drivers. Tony Cook, Dave Coley, Carl Squirrell, number 77, Norman Hames, Brian Canning, Dave Collin and Brian Palmer. Dave Collin, of course, was well placed in the National Championships in 6th place, I think, with the 500 sidecars. Here we go, they're all lined up on the solo start line. We look to our left. They brake, they come powering down the hill, and down here on the outside it's number 70 who makes his way through. It's Brian Palmer who made the best of the gates and has held on to that advantage as they go round the bend. But a tremendous battle going on in behind him. No, I meant to pick up again as they come round towards number 70 it was, and number 70 it is in the lead. Number 75 in there in at second place, and Carl Squirrell makes his way through, gets right up into second, and somebody had a hand up out there, but they seem to be continuing. And back then, the leader is in trouble, Palmer's in trouble, and Carl Squirrell comes through, and number 75, Carl Squirrell now then with the advantage who leads. Coming up into second place, number 74, Dave Coley, and Brian Palmer drops back as they go past us. So it's number 75, it's Carl Squirrell and Lynn Green looking to record their second victory in the moment of sidecar competition here this afternoon. To our left, through the dust, anxious, here and through it, still number 75, it's still Carl Squirrell is in there. Up behind him is still Dave Coley. In third place they pass us, number 73, Tony Cook. Well, looking anxiously for Carl Squirrell now because we seem to have lost him. Well, difficult to judge, but let's see. In fact, we haven't lost Carl. Carl is right there and he's going to receive the second flag. Carl Squirrell who gets there in first place. Second place, number 74, Dave Coley. And in third place, number 73, Tony Cook. Behind him, number 71, Dave Collin. And a very close one between numbers 77, Norman Hames, and number 70, Brian Palmer, who kept going throughout, although he lost that early advantage. Enjoying those donuts. Well, I had hoped to see Keith Millard here this afternoon, who's recently returned to the sport and is going well, but sadly he appears to be a non-starter. So meanwhile then, Peter Reid making a good start. And it's Grant Faulkner who comes just up inside him and then loses it again. That is Will James who comes around the outside of the field and takes the lead. So Will James from Grant Faulkner. So then, Will James, the flying Cornishman, leading from Grant Faulkner. In third place, Rob Price up into contention, then Roland Tebbs. And John Walmsley right on his elbow. John Walmsley on the inside, Roland Tebbs on the outside. And just as all the dust is getting better, a bit of a problem again. Meanwhile then, Will James is still there, and Will James it is, leading now quite comfortably from Grant Faulkner in second place. The number 23, Rob Price, coming through. So Rob Price still keeping the pressure on, and then looks at John Walmsley now. Back. So then we're looking for Will James. Here he comes on his last lap. Grant Faulkner receiving the pressure. Rob Price goes through ahead of Grant Faulkner. Roland Tebbs now in fourth place. John Walmsley in fifth. And looks like in sixth place now, Peter Reid. So Will James then, seeming to have this very much under control, through the dust for him to come powering towards us. Here he comes. It's Will James then who wins. In second place, Rob Price. In third place, Grant Faulkner. In fourth place, Roland Tebbs. In fifth place, John Walmsley. And in sixth place, crossing the line now, Peter Reid. Let's just correct that. Chris Dix is riding number 4, and if so, that means it's Andy Parker who goes out in place of Trevor Banks. Everybody getting anxious. Tapes back up, it's away. They power down the hill. Who's going to have the advantage? Barry Lloyd making another good start. Clayton Williams going there with him. Clayton going wide, and it's Clayton Williams who leads. Looks to me like it's Shan Shinagle up into second place. Gary Lloyd now in third. John right back had some problems. Meanwhile then, it's Clayton Williams who's leading as they come round towards us. Second place, Jan Shinagle. In third place, now number 28, Alan Farmer comes through. And Gary Lloyd in trouble again. Happy afternoon, Gary. Back in action anyway, I haven't seen that last year. Meanwhile then, it's Clayton Williams who leads. Jan Shinagle in second place. In third place, Alan Farmer. In fourth place, Mike Beaumont. And in fifth place, that looked like Paul Pratt. So on the far side, it's the 1985 European Grasstrack champion. Going for long back honours this year. Comes down the hill to see the last lap flag. Jan Shinagle in second place. The Czech really having going well. Alan Farmer in third. Mike Beaumont in fourth. In fifth place, Paul Pratt. And in sixth place, shaking his head as he goes by, Andy Parker. Blake Williams. That's the Jawa. At least it is the GM this time and goes for victory. Second place, Jan Shinagle. Third place, Alan Farmer. Fourth place, Mike Beaumont. Fifth place, Paul Pratt. And in sixth place, Andy Parker. I'm so busy trying to work out which engine Clayton had out there, but it's in that jeweler frame. He's got the GM motor that he's going to use in the long track. Well, there will be an interval following race 18 to enable some track repair to be carried out. So then, we go back for race 17, a depleted field, I think. They come down the hill towards us. Who's going to make the best of the starts? Borovoj Hedek really making a good start and staying up there and going around the outside, and it's Hedek then with the advantage at the moment. So it's Borovoj Hedek then leading this one. And it's Martin Hagon in second place, Andy Riley in third, and in fourth place Václav Milik coming through, so the Czechs well placed in this one. And we look across to the far side, and it's still Borovoj Hedek working on him, but not making up enough advantage. Just Martin Hagon still in second place, Andy Riley in third. In the fourth place they passed us, Lee Pavitt comes through, and Václav Milik has dropped back. This time around, the last lap flag, and it's still Martin Hagon keeping the pressure on Andy Riley in third. In fourth place, number 3, Lee Pavitt. So the Hackney Speedway man going well here. Second place, the leader, who wins. Martin Hagon in second place, Andy Riley in third, fourth place Lee Pavitt, in fifth place, going through, I think, number 33, Nigel Hari. And it looks as though we lost Vaslav Milik on that last lap somewhere. Oh, here he comes. He's going to complete race distance. The motor is still running, but Rob Fortune, Chris Dix as number 4, Simon Gittings, Phil Ashcroft and Richie Knight. The gate goes up, they're away, they power down the hill towards us. Paul Fry making a good start, but going ahead of him it looks like Joe Screen, and it's Joe Screen from Paul Fry as they go off the bend for the first time. So Joe Screen. Still Joe Screen, the Bellevue man, holding off the Long Eaton rider. Pick up the third place man. It's a battle. It's 8 and 12. So it's Phil Ashcroft in there and Rob Fortune going hard at it. Meanwhile then, on the front. Still holding on Paul Fry in second place. Third place now, number 12, Rob Fortune. Out of number 8, Phil Ashcroft. Then Simon Gittings coming through. And that's the way they stay as they go into the last lap. Third place, number 12 it is. Rob Fortune is still there. Then Phil Ashcroft, then Simon Gittings. Then number 9. Oh, we look across through the dust for the leader. Here comes Joe Screen, victory then for number 11, Joe Screen. In second place, number 20, Paul Fry. Rob Fortune, is he going to get there? He does. It's Rob Fortune who takes third. In fourth place, it's Phil Ashcroft. In fifth place, it's Simon Gittings. In sixth place, number 9, Tim Frampton. And behind him, number 4, Chris Dix.
Nevill, Penfold and Lee Carpenter. In grid 5, number 13, John Halsey and Clive Puddifoot. And right on the outside in grid 6, Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico. Comes into line right on that far side. It sounds as if the revs are starting to go up. We should be away in a very few moments. Indeed, as I say that, we get underway. Now comes through, and that looks to me like Len Foreman has made a tremendous break into that first corner. Finds himself in third place, so because they've all gone very, very wide. John Halsey has gone very tight and comes through on the inside. Steve Dewison piles into that pit bend in first place, with Richard Piggott still hanging on to second. John Halsey Steve Dewison and Dave Ward lead from Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico. John Halsey and Clive Puddifoot still there in third place. Indeed, it looks as if in the mayhem of that top corner as the dust didn't move at all. It was Richard Piggott. Still Steve Dewison that leads though. This, of course, being the last lap, and he does take the checkered flag. Steve Dewison and Dave Ward take first place. That looked to me like Andy Norris come through and perhaps got second place, but I must admit the dust has been hanging on this top corner. I was struggling to see who came out of the dust. Lap of Andy Sugg and Lance Pascal. That's how they line up. So it is going to be Andy Sugg that's right out on the far side. Just coming into line now. It looks as if it's Pete Dyer that's having problems getting into line. No, in fact he's in line. Alan and John Blewitt just over, just past the centre of the start. They now come into line, so we have 6 and away we go. Lots of outfits lifting in the air. There's obviously an awful lot of grip on the line. Cracking start down that far side. He shoots into that first corner and holds a good line coming around that first corner. There really was a good corner from Alan and John Blewitt. I'm sure that's going to mean that they'll be able to hang on to first place. Into the pit bend they go, and looking in impressive form. Pete Dyer unfortunately pulling out. For the second time, it is Alan and John Blewitt that make a good break into that top corner, and indeed are holding on to it at the moment as the dust clears. You can see they're now being pursued by Gary Jackson and Ian Harris. Rob Wilson and Vince Jones are up there in third place. From Gary Jackson and Ian Harris. Vince Jones are up there in third place, and that's how it looks like, staying as a checkered flag goes this time as they come round. We do indeed wait quite some time to find our fourth place finisher in the hands of Terry Phillips and Kevin Williams. Outfit number 25, he's had one race already this afternoon, so I'm sure he'll be pleased to be out there again. So indeed it is Adrian Davis and Malcolm Ratham on the far side, but as we get underway you can see it's Roger Measor. It was a good break for Roger Measor, as now Rustling gets close to him going into that first corner. Chris Tyrrell is up there as well with Alan Ballacey in the chair. They hold third, but it is those front three that get away. Roger Measor and Steve Bailey go into the pit bend holding pole position, but it's Rustling and Paul Urycz that are up there in second place. It's again 3 only that get away from the rest of the field. Roger Measor and Steve Bailey set the place. Rustling and Paul Urycz hold second. Still Chris Tyrrell and Alan Ballacey hold third. That looks to me as if fighting the dust. As well, but as we look to that top corner, the checker flag already is going to go for Roger Measor. Rustling and Paul Urycz get second. Third place. And as we anxiously wait for a fourth place to come round, it is going to be Adrian Davis and Malcolm Ratham. With the amount of rolling that's been going on over the weeks, the surface is very, very hard, and to put water on is a difficult decision to make because it just sits on the top, and it means that you're riding as if you're driving in a car across puddles that cause you to aquaplane. It's a very, very difficult surface to ride. But let's turn our attentions to race 22, because we've got coming to the line Steve Smith, Martin Baker, Mike Cameron, Mike Baxter, Gary Parmenter and Dave Manning again. So away they go, and look at the start that Steve Smith has made. They charge down that straight into the first bend. Martin Baker is solid in the second place, forcing one or two outfits to go very, very wide. It means that a very clever bit of riding from Mike Cameron has pulled him into second place. Deciding to pull very, very tight there, Mike Cameron. Martin Baker took everybody down. Going tight from about fifth place going down first, then he got himself up into second where he sits at the moment. So the lead then is with Steve Smith and Keith Wall. Mike Cameron and Paul Randall up there in second. Mike Baxter is up there in third, and Martin Baker trying to go very, very wide. He's hanging on to fourth. Mike Cameron and Paul Randall are still there in second. It's going to be the checkered flag this time, and as they come round off the top end, another win for Steve Smith and Keith Wall. Mike Cameron and Paul Randall, Mike Baxter and Paul Roberts get third. Martin Baker and Mark Edwards get fourth place.
Stick to British conditions. Here we Martin Hagon looking to go into the bend first, but he doesn't. It's number 25. So Grant Faulkner, it was up there, but has to give way now as we look across to the far side. Martin Hagon in that second place, but at the head of things, leading now. Number 15 it is. Urycz is certainly going superbly under these conditions. So Urycz then, the Czech long track champion, leading from Martin Hagon. And it goes to Britain in the World Long Track Championship this year. Grant Faulkner in the third place. So Haddock it is who leads. Martin Hagon in second place, Grant Faulkner in third, in fourth place, number 32 as they pass us, so it's Mike Beaumont up into fourth place, and in fifth place, Peter Reid. So, really riding superbly, takes victory here on the Jawa. Martin Hagon on the Antique in second place, Grant Faulkner in third, then number 32 Mike Beaumont, then number 27 Peter Reid, and that Frampton, Rob Fortune, Lee Pavitt, Phil Ashcroft, Alan Farmer, no Keith Millard, and Roland Tubbs. Their way looks like a clean start, and Roland Tubbs making a very good start, and it's Tubbs who led from the start, but looking across it's Lee Pavitt who has the advantage. So it's Lee Pavitt with Roland Tubbs now in third place, now back to fourth place. Quite a battle going on for second. Lee Pavitt at the head of things at the moment. And someone goes down on the top bend, he's okay, so it's Lee Pavitt from number 23, Rob Price. Tucked in behind him, number 28, Alan Farmer. And Rob Price momentarily led, and in fact could get him back again because the leader had a little moment on the far side there. Lee Pavitt and all sorts of problems, but he hangs on grimly, and it's still Lee Pavitt then in the lead, Rob Price in second place, Alan Farmer in third, in fourth place, number 8 as they passed us, Phil Ashcroft. And Roland Tubbs back behind him. So on the far side, Rob Price challenging for the lead, challenging Lee Pavitt. Lee Pavitt on the inside, Rob Price on the outside, and Lee Pavitt is still there as they go for the checkered flag. Lee Pavitt first, Rob Price in second place. Third place, Alan Farmer. In fourth place, number 8, Phil Ashcroft. Behind him, Roland Tubbs. Then Tim Frampton. And then Rob Fortune. I've spotted Chris Dix up there on the line as they break and come down the hill. Václav Milek making a good start, but it's Clayton Williams as ever looking for the outside line, flying around the outside. It's Clayton Williams then from Paul Fry. Remember that battle between them. Andy Riley coming up close on that second spot. Clayton Williams and Paul Fry in the Masters. Second and third, same on points, only separated on the tie-break. So it's Clayton Williams from Paul Fry, from Andy Riley, from Václav Milek, and then number 31, Paul Pratt. So then it's the two Western centre men having quite a battle out there. Clayton Williams looking over his shoulder to see where Paul Fry is. And Paul closes his line up, tries the outside line, Fry on the outside, Williams on the inside. What a good race we've got here. So it's Clayton Williams from Paul Fry, from Andy Riley, from Václav Milek, and then Paul Pratt. And Paul Fry lines it up to go the long way round and loses a few lengths in the process. So Clayton Williams at the moment has extended lead over Paul Fry and then Andy Riley. And then Václav Milek and then Paul Fry. So it's Clayton Williams then going for victory. It's Williams who wins, Paul Fry in second place, Andy Riley in third, Václav Milek in fourth, and in fifth place, Paul Pratt.
Get the airline.
Obviously missing two outfits, but I can't at the moment work out exactly who they are. Reg and Colin Blackburn I can see on the far side. John Halsey I can see has gone through. Lennon Ray Foreman, they're also on the inside. So we go away with four outfits only. John Halsey, streaks down down that back straight into the first corner. John Halsey and Clive Puddifoot it is that make it to that first bend. They're the first ones that are going to attack the new conditions, indeed make the best of it, and come out of that first bend holding the lead from Lennon Ray Foreman. Terry Phillips is up there in third place. Regent Colin Blackbourne back in fourth place. Time. The gap now closing with Lennon Ray Foreman getting closer to them. John Halsey going wide, but Lennon Ray Foreman spinning it on that top corner. As I mentioned, the conditions were difficult. They were going that much faster that time. Indeed, with the last lap flag out, it is the lead still with John Halsey and Clive Puddifoot. Regent Colin Blackbourne now find themselves in second place. And John Halsey goes very anxiously into that top bend to go round the outside of the outfit of Lennon Ray Foreman. You can see on the top corner, but very sensibly the Carpenter course has kept the race going. It's John Halsey that takes the checkered flag. Regent Colin Blackbourne also going very sensibly into that bend and coming round to take second place. So indeed, let's look at race 29 as they collect themselves together on the gate. You've got Steve Dewison right on the far side. Just inside him, Rustling and Paul Urycz. But look on the inside. The inside gates have been proving just to be the fastest gates this afternoon. It's Roger Measor and Steve Bailey.
Just a full opposition. Everybody be trying it.
So as they all come to the line, the tapes go, and away we go with Roger Measor making a dramatic start. Start from the outside. Rustling, losing it a little bit, but now he's going to be cautious as they go into the bend. They've seen what's happened to Lennon Ray Foreman, and I'm sure that we've got the class of rider here that can ride those conditions so superbly well. Roger Measor and Steve Bailey then lead into that pit bend for the first time. Steve Dewison and Dave Ward up behind them. Rustling has now got through into third place, but it's being challenged for as they go on the top bend. But into the top bend, he still has the lead, just from Steve Dewison and Dave Ward. Rustling and Paul Urycz are still there, and coming all the way around the outside is Andy Sugg and Lance Maskell, riding a very, very wide line. They're looking perhaps for some dry land, and indeed they really are motoring. Rustling. Roger Measor's being put under more pressure from Steve Dewison. Again, Andy Sugg goes incredibly wide looking for the dry ground. But as they come towards the checkered flag, it's going to be a win for Roger Measor. Followed home by Steve Dewison and Dave Ward. Rustling gets third place and Andy Sugg comes through for fourth. Dave Manning coming through for fifth place. Then and we move on and we see if the conditions will get slightly better as these Sidecar races develop. We've seen unfortunately Len have problems in the first race, but if we look at the lineup for race 30 on the inside grid, which has been very, very quick this afternoon, Rob Cameron and Steve Smith. In grid 2, number 17, Gary Jackson and Ian Harris. Grid 3, Chris Tyrrell and Alan Borlace. And on grid 4, Steve Smith and Keith Wall. Next to them, Nevill, Penfold and Lee Carpenter. And right on the outside is Rob Wilson and Vince Jones. That's the six that come to the line. You can see they're all there, and indeed they now come to the line. The tapes go, and it's Steve Smith that comes from the middle of the gate. Has made a brilliant start. Looks to me like Gary Jackson who's got there. Rob Wilson's gone all the way around the outside. It is indeed Gary Jackson has spun on that top corner. Got into the corner first and spun. Steve Smith has come by him. Rob Wilson went a long way round from that outside grid and managed to get himself out on a bit of dry ground, but you can see now that Rob Cameron has come through. Rob Cameron getting away from those two a little bit. Rob Wilson going wide again. Rob Cameron hugging the inside line. One more lap to go in race 30. It's Steve Smith and Keith Wall the lead from Rob Cameron and Steve Smith. It is Steve Smith that's been doing superbly well this afternoon, who's going to come through for yet another win. Steve Smith and Keith Wall, followed by Rob Cameron and Steve Smith, and in third place Rob Wilson and Vince Jones. Chris Tyrrell and Alan Borlace getting 4th, and Nevill Penfold coming through for 5th. Well, again, we should be looking for 6 competitors, with perhaps Adrian Davis taking the place of Dave Heath. But indeed, as I say, no Dave Heath going in grid 2. It is Mike Baxter and Vaughan Roberts in grid 1. Andy Nourish and Mike Ravel going in grid 3. Richard Piggott, Tony Angelico in grid 4. Mike Cameron, Paul Randall, grid 5. Alan and John Blewitt right on the outside in grid 6. That's how they line up. No Dave Heath, as we say. We know we had problems earlier on today. We thought perhaps Adrian Davis would be coming out in his place, but that hasn't been seen to be so. And it looks to me as if we do have problems for Alan Blewitt. Perhaps just stored machinery on the line. It looks as if he's got the machinery going. Everybody else in line. Mike Cameron right on the outside there with Alan Blewitt, and Richard Piggott just on the inside of him. So I think he's going to be the outside of the gate that we're going to be looking to watch. Alan Blewitt being told off for pushing the gate by the look of it, and indeed being pulled right back. The gate's going, it looks to me as if Mike Cameron has missed the gate to speak with Richard Piggott. That first corner, it is Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico. They get into that first corner. Alan Blewitt has gone very, very wide. Mike Cameron's made up for his mistake at the start and has got through into 2nd place. Andy Nourish up there in 3rd at the moment. But it is Richard Piggott that's getting away, and then Mike Cameron makes the mistake on Andy Nourish now moving through into 2nd place. Alan Blewitt going all the way around the outside and making a long, long ride of it. Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico go through in 1st place. Andy Nourish, Mike Ravel there in 2nd place. Mike Cameron is still there in 3rd. Moment in 4th place. As they look to that top corner again, you can see the checker flag being made ready. It is going to be another win this afternoon for Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico. 2nd place going to Andy Nourish and Mike Ravel. Mike Cameron and Paul Randall come through for 3rd, and Alan and John Blewitt finish just in 4th place.
So then the 500s coming round, coming into line. Can Carl Squirrell and Lynn Green end on a winning note? 3 out of 4 would be quite an achievement in what is a high-class field. They're away. They power down the hill towards us. Very much together, but it's 74 and 70. It's Brian Palmer and Dave Coley. And Brian Palmer comes round ahead of Dave Coley to take the lead as they go down the back straight. Carl Squirrell is 3rd place, and that is sufficient, of course, and in fact loses 3rd place, and still hasn't lost it. Meanwhile, Brian Palmer is who leads, and Carl Squirrell is grimly hanging on to that 3rd place, coming under a lot of pressure as they go past us, and it looks as though it was Tony Cook who was pressing him very, very hard indeed for that 3rd place. Meanwhile, putting off the far side. Brian Palmer, who's up there struggling with Dave Coley for the advantage. It's Dave Coley who has it, as Brian Palmer's hard on his heels. So Dave Coley then, and Brian Palmer right up there with him, and Palmer comes alongside. He can't get by, so it's Dave Coley back in front again. On this then, Palmer goes the long way round, keeps the barrel on, tries to go round the outside. He's not going to get there because it's Dave Coley who gets there. Dave Coley who wins. Brian Palmer in 2nd place, Carl Squirrell in 3rd, and Tony Cook in 4th. And in 5th place as they cross the line, number 72, Brian Canning. And then number 70. 78. Some of these numbers really are fun. So that's Tim Wall, of course. They go. It's Williams in the middle looking for a good start. Is he going to get it? He's going down the outside. Václav Milik goes there with him, but alongside it's Mike Beaumont. And Clayton Williams works round the outside. He's not going to get to the front. Oh, yes, he does. And it looks as though in fact it's Václav Milik now. Mike Beaumont had a bit of problem with that bend. So up to the inside the car. And in fact, it's Haddock. It's Clayton Williams on the outside. And on the inside, Borovac Haddock. And Borovac Haddock is still there. And Clayton Williams fights back, turns the power on it. Haddock who goes for the bend. Williams on the outside, Haddock on the inside. And Borovac Haddock really going superbly here. But it's Clayton Williams now in front. Borovac Haddock in second place. In third place, Václav Milik. And the Czech fights back. Haddock was in front there. He had a little bit of a moment. He's dropped back a bit now, but he's really trying all he knows to get into this final. So then it's Clayton Williams with the advantage at the moment, coming very, very wide as the checkered flag is out. Clayton Williams wins. Borovac Haddock in second place. Will James in third. Number 14, Václav Milik in fourth. And behind him, number 18, Mark Seabright. Of course, Andy Parker riding number 2, Phil Ashcroft, no Colstone here, and John Walmsley. They're away. Nice clean start down the hill. They power on the inside. Shinnigal trying to go for it, but it's Rob Price who had the advantage. Rob Price led, but he's had to drop back. It looks as though it's John Walmsley who's come round the outside. It's a three-way struggle going on. Shinnigal and round the outside. Rob Price, so it's all happening. Who's going to have the advantage as they come down towards it? Looks like Rob Price is going for it. It's Rob Price in front. It's Rob Fortune up there with him in second place. John Walmsley in third. Once again, who's going to have the advantage? It's still Rob Price is in there. He's having a tremendous struggle with Rob Fortune. Rob Price and Rob Fortune, and Fortune looks for the inside, and it's Rob Fortune who comes through. Rob Price back to second place. John Walmsley in third. Looks like Phil Ashcroft in fourth place, and they're at it again because Rob Price tries to fight back and looks for the front. It's Fortune in front just from Rob Price. John Walmsley in third, and Phil Ashcroft in fourth, and in fifth place as they cross the line, Jan Shinnigal. Joe Screen's out there, Lee Pavitt out there. They're away, they power down the hill. Joe Screen on the inside, making the best. All the stars right there with him goes Alan Farmer. Alan Farmer goes wide, swoops around the outside, tries to close up on the leader. Just make it this time because Joe looks like Peter Reid is done perfectly okay, back on the bike, gets back into contention. There's Joe Screen who leads, Alan Farmer in second place, in third place, Lee Pavitt, and in fourth place behind him, Tim Frampton. Then Peter Reid, disappointment of riding off on the top there. And then the leader, Joe Screen, comes round towards us once again, heads into the last lap. Now comfortably ahead of Alan Farmer. Then Lee Pavitt, and then Tim Frampton. And Peter Reid riding well. He knows he can't possibly catch up the rest. He's just riding for point. Victory down, going to number 11, the Bellevue Speedway star. Joe Screen it is who gets there. In second place, Alan Farmer. In third place, Lee Pavitt. And in fourth place, Tim Frampton. And a little way back, we should have Peter Reid completing race distance, which we do. point scoring to be sorted out. We will not, in fact, have the track watered. It's standing up quite well at the moment. Here we go then, race 36 on the line. It's away, they power down the hill. Run attempts going one in the middle, and on the outside is Grant Faulkner coming through. And the marshals run for it. And we have a fallen rider up here. Attempts going one in the middle, and on the outside is Grant Faulkner coming through. And the marshals run for it. And we have a fallen rider up here. Paul Fry, Chris Dix, Paul Pratt, Simon Gittings, Martin Hagon, Andy Riley and Grant Faulkner. It's Hagon in the middle looking for a good start, looks to his left. He gets there, but Grant Faulkner I think is going to get to the bend first, but Hagon has the better line. So it's Martin Hagon from Grant Faulkner, from Andy Riley as we look across to the far side. Paul Fry. Big play, so Paul Fry, a lot of work to do if he's going to close up on the leaders. Meanwhile then, Martin Hagon leads, Grant Faulkner in second place, Andy Riley in third, then Paul Fry, then Paul Pratt, and then Simon Gittings. So on the far side, it's Martin Hagon then. Cheshire man really riding an effortless best, really going superbly. Grant Faulkner still in there. Paul Fry looking for third place, just eases ahead of Andy Riley. Still Paul Pratt in fifth, and in sixth place Simon Gittings. Simon goes very, very wide there, as if the loose of the pushing down at the moment. Meanwhile, coming towards us, riding superbly. Martin Hagon it is who wins. Grant Faulkner in second place, Paul Fry in third, Andy Riley in fourth. In fifth place, Paul Pratt. And Simon Gittings on the far side there, clearly in trouble. Whether in fact he can work his way round for a few valuable points remains to be seen. It doesn't look like it. Middle of the track, an interesting choice of starting places. Will James right on the inside alongside Martin Hagon. Looks like one of the Czechs coming in alongside Clayton. And Grant Faulkner in the middle. 4 laps again, remember, for this race. Yes, the 2 Czechs up there, they've done remarkably well on their first visit here. Super to see. Puddifoot and Jan Shinigal both out there. The final. There goes the gate. Who's going to make the best of the starts? We're looking to our left. It's Hagon in the middle. Screen on the outside. Jan Shinigal down the inside. And we're looking across to the far side, and it's all happening. Clayton Williams coming through to second place. Joe Screen there. Joe Screen from Clayton Williams. Remember, they had a good race earlier on in the afternoon. In fact, it's for 15, it's Pavitt in third place. Paul Fry in fourth, and the pressure hard on out there. Clayton Williams, he loses a length or two, and Joe Screen. Paul Chaddock in third place. Paul Fry coming through, I think, to fourth place now. And in fifth place they passed us. It's Will James, and then at number 16, the other Czech. And Joe Screen in trouble on the far side, and just as Clayton Williams inherited the lead, and it's Paul Chaddock back in the lead, and Clayton Williams now in second place. There's the Czech, it's Paul Chaddock who leads. Clayton Williams in second place. Paul Fry in third. Will James in fourth, and we didn't see quite what happened to Joe Screen, but he's out. And it's all happening on the far side there. Now it's going to be a Czech victory. Clayton Williams really working the way going on. Clayton Williams comes through. Williams is going to get there. It's Williams who wins. Haddock in second place. Paul Fry in trouble and loses third. Will James comes through to take third place. What a race between those two, ladies and gentlemen. Pavitt having a tremendous first meeting here in Great Britain. Clayton Williams and him having a tremendous race. Victory going to the Englishman. And Clayton Williams absolutely delighted. They shake hands. Will James it was who inherited third place. keeping the pressure on, and when Paul Fry struck trouble, Will James came through and took the
afternoon, but you can't fault the way the preparation is put into a circuit like this. It's absolutely ideal for Grasstrack, the shape of it. We've now got the conditions just about right. Apologies obviously from the organisers of the circuit. If it is getting a little bit late, we apologise, but we don't mind that if the racing's this good. Oh, I can see Steve Dewison and Dave Ward trying to dig out the looser. Roger Measor deciding that everybody else is going to get sorted out before he even gets into line. Indeed, as I look across to that start line, I can see that Alan Blewitt is right in the centre of the gate. Alongside him is Steve Dewison. Steve Smith has got grid 2. John Halsey right on the inside, and it's Roger Measor that's got that number 6 gate right on the outside. Still not quite in line, the rest of them having to wait for Roger Measor to come into line. Now he's there, and it looks as if we're pushing the tapes as well on that far side, so I don't think the starters are going to be happy with that. And indeed, that was Roger Measor pushing the tapes on the far side, so the starters are pulling back. Away they go this time, let's get going. On the inside, but Steve Dewison on the outside of the sidecar of John Halsey. Steve Dewison having to go wide. Steve Smith is now up there as well in 3rd place. John Halsey has got it though in the front. It's Steve Smith in 2nd place. John Halsey and Clive Puddifoot now have lost the lead to Steve Smith. He shoots through and goes a little bit wide. John Halsey comes back at him. Side of both of them. Steve Dewison and Dave Ward go to the front in tremendous form as they come round off that top corner. It's those that have got the lead. You can see that John Halsey is now still fighting there in 2nd place. Steve Smith just in 3rd place, right on the back wheel of John Halsey. But Steve Dewison and Dave Ward now starting to get started. 4th place there, still not out of contention. John Halsey still close with Steve Smith, but Steve Dewison and Dave Ward getting away from those two. The last that flag has gone for Steve Dewison. He goes past this. John Halsey still there in 2nd place. Steve Smith is in 3rd. Richard Piggott still up there in 4th place, but now under pressure from Alan Blewitt. Steve Smith gone for the outside this time. Around the long way on that top corner. He's trying to pull it in tight to try and close the gap. Steve Dewison and Dave Ward take it, and John Halsey just gets 2nd place. Well, indeed, after that solo fun, I wondered if the sidecars could be as good, and indeed they turned out to be just so. It took 3 laps for Steve Dewison to get through. After that, he went and took the race. But what a tremendous fight from John Halsey and Steve Smith.